Hey guys, it's Ken here again at CMX Powersports. I got Chris with me. We're stoked to go through this UForce 1000 XL with you. Stay tuned. As promised, guys, we're back. It's Ken from CMX Powersports here with Chris, my main man. I call him Muscles. You can see why. We're going to go through this UForce 1000 with you. This is a sweet machine. We're going to kind of tell you everything that we like about it, what our customers like about it, and we'll let you do your own judging. At the end of this video, make sure to stay tuned. Chris is going to give you his favorite feature and benefit, and I don't know what that is, so we'll find out as the video gets rolling. Okay guys, we're going to do this video a little bit different. All the ones I see usually start from the front to the back. We're going to go the other way today just to be rebels like that. So we're going to start by showing you the cargo box on this. As you guys can see, it's a really big cargo box. It's got nice tie downs in it. It's got tie downs 4 in the box, and then it's also got tie downs on the outside of the box. Now I think for me, the purpose of that would be if you had a load that's like logs or something you didn't want falling, you go from the outside and strap over.
Exactly.
Chris has moved a lot of these units. I think they're one of his favorite units to sell just because they're so much fun. I mean, this thing's a 1000 cc. It's in the neighborhood of 79 horsepower. This particular unit definitely can be a chorin unit, but it can also be a family unit. And I can tell you with the normal and sport mode on this thing, or I think it might be work and sport mode.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you stab that throttle in sport mode, even on this big of a machine, the power delivery of it is awesome. Hey?
Phenomenal. Yeah.
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 So
makes a big difference.
Chris is going to show you how the dump bed opens up and how the tailgate opens up here. It is a shock assist, so you're not lifting all the way to your load. So go ahead and show them that.
Yeah. So it's easy to flip down the tailgate just like that. Same with the box. One hand's all you need. It's assisted. Dumps out. It's not too hard to put that back either.
I think it's important to note with the shock assist on the box, a lot of the machines that I've seen out there on the market at different places. I've gone around and looked at different brands and all that kind of stuff. Some guys don't have that, and it sounds small, but it's not. They don't have that shock dialed in quite right. So a smaller person, like maybe somebody from our production crew, is basically going to monkey bar the thing to get it back down. This one, you know, Chris and I are a little bigger than the production crew, but we can literally pop this back down with one hand. So they got that easy calibrated just right.
Yeah.
And you had something to talk about here, Chris.
Yeah, so I want to show you guys the quick connect system that CFMoto has. They have all kinds of accessories you can attach to there. It's just a clip. It's super easy. You just set it in and give it a...
It's like a half turn?
Like a half turn, yeah. That's all it takes.
They got a lot of cool stuff for this too. If you check out CFMoto's website, they've got like cab enclosures, they've got extended racks that come up. You can put stuff on top, so you can have 2 layers of gear or logs or garbage, whatever you're hauling. They've just got a really good amount of accessories. Now that is something that you're going to see moving forward on the CFMotos. As we talk about the CFMoto brand, one thing that's really impressed me since we got into CFMoto some 5-6 years ago is the fact that when they build their machines, they're building their accessories at the same time. So anytime you get an accessory for a CFMoto, it's not an afterthought. They didn't build the machine and then come out with the accessory and you're jacking around, nothing fits. You know, we've been there, hey Chris, on other stuff.
Exactly.
Trying to put things, you're trying to line. The CFMotos, every accessory that comes from CFMoto essentially just bolts or clicks right on.
Built for the machine.
And it's so easy because they engineer their machines to accept the accessories that they're building, not the other way around. So Chris has got some other cool information here about towing capacity and things like that, and how this machine will actually haul a trailer.
So CFMoto, all their units, they come with a 2-inch receiver. You can see right here. Towing capacity on this one's 2,000 pounds. They've got a trailer light harness that you can attach your trailer lights to, and it's all set up and ready to go. Yeah,
and it's a 7-pin trailer connector. On most of them, it also comes with the adapter to change that trailer pin from a 7 to a 4. And most people on the farm would be kind of not really concerned about that, but there are places like the cottage, the lake, things like that, where you're required to have signal lights not on just your machine, but on your trailer as well. So the fact that CFMoto includes the trailer wiring and includes signal lights and hazard lights and brake lights and tail lights, just like a truck. This thing's got all the same lights that a truck will have. So I thought that was really cool from a safety standpoint.
Exactly. It's awesome.
So let's go around and talk about some more things on the machine. The machine comes with a really nice set of tires on it. I personally have run those Stag tires in the mountains on my CF ATV quite often, and they're a good all-round tire. They're not a cheap run-of-the-mill no-name tire getting thrown on. They're a good tire, they're a radial, they stand up well. I got somewhere in the neighborhood of 1,700 kilometers of mountain riding on mine so far, and I just have a little bit of rounded edge on some of my nubs, but they're holding up really well. Moving forward to the cab here, Chris, maybe you could hop up here and pop in the back section of this cab. Like we said, this one here is a UForce XL, which means it's a 6-seater. So you can see Chris is probably in excess of 6 feet tall.
Yeah, and I feel like I got a lot of room in here still. I mean, tons of room in here. Right here, they've got cup holders. You just got to flip this guy down. Put your drinks here. You can put your phone or whatever you're carrying with you in here.
Incidentally, they have the same thing in the front seat.
And you'll see here the windows open up so you can get some fresh air.
The thing that I like about these cab kits is when we put them on the units, everything fits perfectly. When we put this together, there's no 18 guys trying to line up a bolt or hone out a hole or anything like that. I think CF really nailed it. The other thing that I appreciate, and I actually appreciate it from learning about this on my RV, is these doors. Not that they're clear through, which I also think is cool because you can see calves, you can see the trail, you can see whatever you're doing beside you. But you get out of your unit and you're only getting out for 3 or 4 seconds and then you want to hop back in. If it's a windy day, that door is blowing closed. On the CFMotos, they've got the same as kind of an RV keep open door or an RV wind system has.
Yeah,
the
that's
door
a great feature.
will take a little wind and then it'll stay open for you, so you're not having your door slam on you behind you. Seems small, but again, something they thought of that I haven't seen all over the place. So moving up to the front cab here, you guys can see that you've got rear view mirrors. You also have the same thing on the front door. You've got the opening windows and a nice big entry to the inner part of the cab. Chris, if you want to hop in there and go through the appointments on the dash.
Here you'll see you can switch to 4-wheel drive easily. If you got to lock the front differential, it's just like that. When you're done with that, you can set it back. It's easy. You got your lights control here. So yeah, you got high beams on this guy, low beams. You've got different accessory lights. You can shut them right off too. Right here is where you'll control your signal lights. You got left, right. You got hazard lights on these. This is the switch here for your normal and work mode. You've got a horn. And then you've got the heating system here.
So the CFMoto comes with, the cab kit comes with the heating system. We've tried this out like right in the middle of winter when it's cold and it's crappy out. You know, the heating system in this thing works really well. A lot of companies out there with their cab kits, they've got heat vents right here kind of blowing at you. A lot of them miss these heat vents right here. The ones that are up top, they will defrost your front windshield for you. And to me, that's important because there would be nothing worse than driving along in your nice warm side-by-side and you can't see anything.
Yeah, they fog up.
The glass on this is automotive grade glass. So it's going to defrost just like your car would. Up top on the windshield here, you've got your full washer, wiper, and interior light control. I think that that's cool that they put a washer wiper in this thing because not always are you just wiping off clean water, right? Sometimes it's mud, sometimes it's, you know, chaff or dust or whatever gets on there. You can just go ahead and hit that button and the wiper washer will operate just as your vehicle does. Again, this window, you guys have seen us open this once already. Great for summertime when it's hotter out, you're not needing heat. You open it up and let the wind come through and you've got a great field of visibility in front of you that you can still see everything. On my side over here, again, as I said, Chris and I are not tiny guys. We've got room for another one right in the middle. But on my side, I feel comfortable. I've got a grab handle in case the ride gets a little rough. There's a glove box right in front of me here. It's you know, the machine is really well appointed. The winch control, it's a plug and play. It's right in your glove box. These machines come with their winch. They come with everything that you need to get out on the trail. So let's go through some more stuff outside the unit.
So another thing I want to point out here is CFMoto. They've got a 12 volt right there, so you can plug in your accessories. And then if you need to charge your phone, they've got 2 USB plugins right there as well. Super easy to get at. They have plugs that seal, so you won't get dirt in there. You won't have rust. There will be no moisture.
So we've covered a couple things now, Chris. What do you think of the doors on this unit?
They're great. They seal up well. You can see everything outside them, as we mentioned. Another thing about them is they're polycarbonate glass. So a calf kicking it's not going to shatter them. A lot of people look at them, they get nervous, maybe that's going to break easy, but it's very strong glass.
Super durable. We have lots of these out with our ranch customers, and we've yet to see that polycarbonate get any damage.
Never had one break.
And those guys especially love the fact that the doors clear through because they can drive up beside a calf and see what's going on with it.
Exactly.
I thought that was really cool that they did that. Along with some of the other things that we've gone through here today, I wanted to point out the lights. CFMoto does a fantastic job with their lighting. I personally have the ATV and I have a side-by-side now as well. I don't find any need for light bar. These lights are super bright at night, and the rear is the same way. They're super bright LED lights. They just work well. They seem to be perfectly aimed from factory from what I've experienced at night. And you do have a low and a high beam. So if you're in an area where there's something coming towards you that you don't want to just blind with the lights, you flick them down to low and away you go. Again, this is something that CF includes, and there's something special on the newer CFs. Chris, can you spot what it is?
Yeah, they have a nylon rope instead of steel.
Yeah. The synthetic winch cable, in my opinion, is superior. You get a little more stretch. If you're getting stuck, you can bounce it a bit, and you're not such a jagged, hard thing as an experience with a metal cable. I think we've all been on the other end of a winch, and sometimes you get that jarring. That really eliminates it. That's usually an upgrade that most people do that are out on the trails and stuff, and it costs them $100, $200 included with CFMoto, along with the plethora of other things like the aluminum wheels and the good tires and all the things that they come with. Really puts them in a position that's hard to ignore in the market, and that's, I think, why they've done so well. Absolutely. And why we've done so well. One thing that I want to mention on this unit that I really love is the ride. Guys, this thing is super plush. You're going through the field, you're going down a trail, it's got no rattles, it's got no squeaks, and it's smooth. It just soaks everything up, and I haven't even played with the suspension settings on this thing yet, but I can tell you, driving it around rough terrain, it's like it's not even there.
Yeah, absolutely. A minor thing I want to point out that's not relevant to this because we've got the full cab is you've got a rain lip here. So when you're driving and maybe it's snowing or raining, you're not going to get soaked with water. It's going to run off the side. It's super convenient. Like, makes a huge difference for the ride quality.
I was in the mountains this past summer on a unit that did not have that rain lip, and I didn't have a cab on it, and I was just soaked. The rain was coming down right on my legs all day long. So cabbed unit or not, I feel like that's a good addition.
Absolutely. So in the summertime, you want to take these doors off. You've got one clip here. You just remove that. These doors will lift off just like Jeep doors, front and rear. You want to take that rear window out. There's tension handles that just unclip, and you'll be able to just take that window right out, get all the fresh air breezing right through the whole unit.
Something that I want to point out on not just this machine, but I think pretty much every CFMoto that I've encountered, which is the full lineup for, like I said, some 6-7 years now, is the attention to the rigidity and the strength of machine that they pay. Arched A-arms are everybody's kind of doing that now. It's the new thing, and I think it's kind of becoming a standard on a lot of stuff. CFMoto includes it on this unit. From a dealer standpoint, I've had 0 CFMotos come with broken axles and things that we're used to seeing over the years, trail or ranch or chorin wise. The frame is super rigid, so that helps the suspension do its job properly. I've had the opportunity to be underneath this thing with the skid plates off and see the beefiness of the metal that's in there and the cross supports that are welded in. And it's especially important on a long vehicle like this, because what you're wanting to do is keep the frame from flexing. Flex equals sometimes break, and it also can equal a rougher ride. This one, they've tuned the suspension just right in my opinion, and that frame is not flexing at all. Something else that CFMoto does, along with the thicker, heavier axles and stuff like that, that I noticed right away when the new line came out, There's nothing worse than buying a new machine and you get it home, you go on a trail ride, you go do chores, you pull it in, the first time you wash it, you've got this muffler that's all rusty and gross. CFMoto exhaust systems are stainless steel. I love that. It's just a small thing, but you know, over the years, your exhaust system gets rusty, your muffler gets rusty, maybe it gets a hole in it, then you've got this kind of chitty bang bang type sounding feeling machine, and it's all because of what they built the muffler out of. For me, that's such a small thing for a manufacturer to do, is put a stainless steel exhaust system in a unit so they don't have that problem, but it turns into a really big thing over time. Like I say, on my CFMotos, I wash them and my mufflers look just like the day that I bought them. So to me, that makes me happy because I've experienced the opposite in another brand. So for me, that's a thumbs up for sure. Okay guys, as promised, we are here. We're kind of rounding up the end of our video. I did promise you guys that Chris was going to share his favorite feature of this unit, which I don't know yet. So what is it, Chris? What turns your crank about this?
My favorite feature of this unit in particular is that you can fit 6 people in there. So if you want to get out on the trail with your buddies or your family, there's tons of room for everybody to fit in there.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to pick like horsepower or speed, or,
well,
but that really makes sense.
For this in particular, it's really great to be able to sit six people in there.
Yeah. Well, I think your wife will be happy to hear that. As always, guys, this has been Ken and now Chris with CMX Powersports, wishing you the best today. We're going to wrap her up. Thanks a lot, Chris. Everybody, take care. Thanks again for joining us today, guys. We sure appreciate all of your comments, all of your things that come to us over email, over YouTube, everything. Don't forget to smash that like button.
And click subscribe for more videos.
And also, leave us a comment if you like. We love answering comments. Take care, everybody. See you next time.